Opposing reaction fast and fierce, and ABC's Steve Osunsami with students caught in the middle of a national issue.
North of Atlanta, where one school district is already considering these federal guidelines, some parents are threatening to pull their kids from class.
They will never set foot in a Fannin County school again. I will stay at home every day and homeschool.
The district is calling for unisex bathrooms to accommodate transgender students, or letting them choose the bathroom they need.
This is about a fear for not having federal funding.
Even a middle schooler spoke up at this crowded debate.
We shouldn't judge them because or discriminate them.
Xavier Eaton, who's transgender, graduated from the school.
I was beaten up by two males who said that if I wanted to look like a god, they would treat me like a god.
The feelings are just as strong in Moncks Corner, South Carolina.
It should not be in the primary school system.
Sarah Gary is a sophomore and says the best day of her life was when the principal told her she could use the girls' bathroom.
Before I came out at Berkeley, nobody knew, so I didn't want to compromise that and go to the
sick motherfuckers, man.
These guidelines aren't law, but there's fear the federal government could withhold funds if the school districts don't take them seriously. Tom?
An issue so many are following tonight. All right, Steve, thank you. We turn overseas now to an ABC News exclusive inside Ramadi.
See what's going on is I've been trying to tell people for years, but they wouldn't listen to me. I'm a fucking idiot. I have told many, many people about how the 501c3 corporation is actually an extortion organization of where the government says, look here, as long as you do as we want, as long as you keep your mouth shut, as long as you be good fucking puppets, we'll give you all kinds of goodies, which is surplus, which could still be in the same motherfucking saran wrap. Never opened up. That's right. Your churches are nonprofit corporations. Your community service organizations, a lot of them are nonprofit corporations. So all they got to do is say, look here, you're free. You don't have to allow this crazy shit that's going on, but you won't get no more funds from us. And we don't know how many millions and millions of dollars are saved by the schools because they can get the nonprofit corporation. And then on top of that, let's look at it another way. Let's look deeper on this. What if this is something that's designed to get Americans, neighbors at each other's throats and everything like that? What if this is something that is designed to destroy the ability for a man to even know what a woman is, or a woman knows what a man is? How much crazier could this fucking shit get? And so what's going on is this fucking I never knew of this fucking word, May 13th, 2016, Friday the 13th. I never knew. How do we know that they didn't do this on purpose? Friday the 13th is supposed to be a day of surprises. So 2016. So these now you don't at one time see if we Americans treated it as a deadly disease and stomped it out wherever it was, we wouldn't have this shit in the first place. But you'll notice how they're letting everybody know about it. I saw it on ABC News, my local station, WMBB. Now what's going to probably come up is, let's see. It's going to probably come up as this is another station that's putting it on there.
Morning. Kip Clayton tries to walk 4 miles.
Lines mean for Bay District schools. I'm local 18 Samantha Reed. I'll have the details coming up. Well, public schools are now in the center of the transgender rights controversy. The Obama administration issued new guidelines to allow students to use the bathroom and other facilities based on their gender identity, not their biological sex. But critics are angry over the new rules. Weijia Jiang reports from the White House.
The new federal guidelines tell all public schools that transgender students are not to be discriminated against and should be treated consistent with their gender identity, even if it's different than school records. That includes access to bathrooms and locker rooms.
It's actually to ensure that our schools are as inclusive and respectful and safe as they can possibly be.
The directive comes amid a legal battle between North Carolina and the federal government, which ordered the state to repeal its law requiring people to use bathrooms matching the gender on their birth certificate. The Obama administration is not legally requiring the schools to follow the guidelines, but this letter ties compliance to billions of education dollars.
We will not yield to blackmail from the President of the United States.
Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says he won't enforce the guidelines.
This has everything to do with keeping the federal government out of local issues.
But some parents say schools should have higher priorities.
The focus of the school district should be on teaching the children, not on trying to separate and segregate and make students feel that they're separate and unequal.
Texas stands to lose about $10 billion.
Now, a court will decide whether North Carolina's law violates Title IX. The White House says the state will continue to receive federal education dollars until the matter is resolved legally. So those guidelines just discussed are just that, guidelines. They have not been made into law, but they could affect our local schools' federal aid if they do not comply. Local 18 Samantha Reed is continuing our coverage on this issue. She spoke with the Bay District School Superintendent today and joins us live in the studio. Sam, what happens from here in Bay County?
Jen, as of this morning, Superintendent of Bay District Schools Bill Husfeld says he has not received a letter or an email regarding the matter. However, he doesn't believe it's an issue here in Bay County. Husfeld says Bay District Schools' current policy is that everyone reports to the bathroom consistent to their birth certificate gender. He says for those students that are transgender, the school district works individually with each student and their family to solve any issues there might be within the school. As of now, Husfeld says he doesn't plan on changing anything because they're only guidelines. I spoke to local residents to hear how they felt about the topic.
I do not believe that that is a good idea at all because I am formerly a high school teacher and things go on in high school bathrooms that are very inappropriate, and if we allow it as a rule, then it's going to enable those opportunities to happen more often.
Well, I think that the simplest way to solve this solution would be to put the unisex bathrooms that you see in most government buildings, where a person can just go in and turn the lock and it tells you that it's occupied.
Now, I also spoke to someone who believes it should be up to each individual district within each state to determine how to handle a situation. And I also spoke to someone who says it could put people in harm's way if students claim to be transgender for the wrong reasons. But as of now, those districts who do not follow these guidelines are at risk of losing federal funding. Jen?
All right, Samantha, thanks. In a recent CNN poll regarding the transgender bathroom topic, 57% of people are against it, while 33% are for it. Well, coming up, Scott takes us to the volleyball court at Mosley, which Thursday hosted another round of play, and the weekend rather purposeful.